What is up, everybody? Derek here from DW Designs, and today we're going to be making these posts. So stay tuned. All right, for those of you who watched last Friday's video, you guys saw me cut these square pieces of tube right here into 10-foot sections, and then we managed to get our material in Friday also. So now we can finally get started on this job and get it done, and we're shooting to get it done today, so that way we can send it out to powder coat, have it powder coated, get it back, and then give it to the customer. So with that, I know today isn't very exciting, but you can always watch, learn something. You know, there's always something you guys can learn out there. So I learn every day, just about. So, and if I'm not, I'm doing something wrong. So, real quick, yesterday's video, Sunday, on the air intake, some of you guys are gonna be wondering what the heck happened to part 2. Well, I talked to the client, and let me just put it to you this way. We have something big going on that is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So you guys just stay tuned, because I will be posting the video, but it'll be at a later date. So once him and I are on the same page and we got the go ahead, we'll post that video and we'll go into detail as to why all that is later on. But for right now, we're just gonna stick with it is done. He has it. He was absolutely ecstatic about how it came out. He didn't think that we can take a piece of plastic and turn it into aluminum pieces like we did. So with that being said, guys, just stick around. It'll eventually come out. So there's so many things I want to say, but I can't. So enough of me rambling on. Let's get to work. All right, for those of you who are wondering, you might be curious, yes, I did do this CAD drawing. I used Fusion 360 by Autodesk, which works phenomenally for me because I can do simulation and all that other wide range of stuff we don't want to get into. But what we're going to start with first is we're going to start with cutting these plates out. So we need them 12 inches long by 8 inches wide, and that's what this piece is over here, and it's already 8 inches wide from here to here. So all we got to do is cut them 12 inches long, and then we're good to go. We'll start drilling the holes right after that. So with that, let's get cutting. Whoa, what just happened there? We're in different clothes. Well, yes, it is day 2 on this project. Yesterday did not go as planned. As you guys may have seen on the bandsaw over there, it was taking too long to cut. And then not only that, it wasn't cutting square. It was cutting like a ½ inch out by the time it was at the bottom because the bandsaw blade was flexing and allowing it to just go way out of square, and I wasn't happy. And then in the next clip, you guys saw me plasma cut these plates, and even then I couldn't get a perfect 40 or 90 degree angle. I just couldn't do it. For some odd reason, I couldn't hold the torch straight as I was dragging it across. And so what I ended up doing is I ended up coming over to the mill, open up the jaws on the vise as big as we can get it, and milling the ends nice and square. I don't know about you guys, but to me, like, appearance is a lot. So I didn't want to like grind them and make them look kind of flat. I wanted them to be flat, you know. So, you know, now we have nice, crisp, 90-degree cuts going on there. So now we're on the final stretch. So enough of me rambling on about that. All that's left to do is obviously put these posts right here and weld them. That's it. That is all that's left to do. Now, I will tell you this, guys. If you guys decide to make something like this for somebody, for any of you guys who are also fabricators, who do this at home or on the side or whatever, if you make plates like this and weld it, just be cautious not to pump too much heat into your plates, because what will happen is you'll warp the living crap out of them, and you don't want that to happen. So, you know, and I'm honestly concerned that that will even happen to me, because even when I welded these guys, let me show you real quick. When I welded up this for the tube bender and welded up this for the notcher, both of them have a slight bow to the base. And we want to try and eliminate that as best as possible, so that way when they bolt it down, it sits as flat as possible. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and get the grinder out. We're going to bevel grind a 45-degree angle into the corner here on every single one of these, so that way it's prepped for weld, ready to go. We'll go ahead and start getting these lined up and welded. So with that, we're going to make it happen today. Oh, and don't also to mention, the axles for the Bronco are done. So with that, we're going to go pick those up today, and hopefully we can even get the Bronco completely done today. I'm hoping that we can do that. That'd make it an amazing day. So, all right, I'm done rambling on. Let's get to work. Okay, as you guys just saw there, I just tack welded this up in place and we got what we're looking for, which is perfectly square with the piece. So I'll show you guys right here. Let me turn you guys around here. As you see there, we got no gap in there. It looks absolutely phenomenal. Same thing with the bottom, as well as the sides. Nice and square. Always check the other side for cross-reference. Nice and square. So I'm gonna give you guys a little advice. If you guys are trying to tack something up perfectly square, now granted this takes time to get used to and a little bit of experience, but when you tack weld it, you're gonna feel it if you hang on to it, pull one way or the other. So what you gotta do is you just offset that pull by that much. So that's all you have to do. So if you know it's gonna pull roughly a 16th, just make it out of square the opposite direction a 16th, and it'll pull it square. And then when you tack the other side, tack it less or more, depending on the circumstances. Like let's just say you tacked it on one side and it's pulling a little bit the opposite direction, and you need it to come back, and you hammer it, but it's not coming back. Well, you put a little bit of pressure on there and you tack weld it, and as you tack weld it, you hold it a little bit longer and it'll start welding rather than just tacking, and what that does is that'll help pull it back the other direction. Now you have to be careful, obviously, because if you make your tack too big, then you can't weld over the top of the tack, and then you're gonna know that there was a tack right there and it's gonna look ridiculous. So that's my experiences, guys. I don't know about your guys' experiences, but hey, leave it down in the comment section down below. What's your experience like when it comes to tack welding some stuff? I'd like to hear from you guys. I'd love to interact with you. All right, with that, let's tack up the rest of these guys, get them all centered up nice and square, ready to go. And then what we'll do is we'll go around and tack weld a bunch more times all the way around so it cannot possibly move while we're welding it. We do not want it to move because we want these things nice and square since they're gonna be standing straight up 10 feet. So, all right guys, well, let's get to it. They're all tacked up. They're all ready to go, ready to weld. So that's what we're gonna be doing next. Like I said earlier, guys, just be very careful not to pump too much heat into these when you're doing something like this, or you will really banana the bottom plate, which is, we're gonna try really hard not to do, but if it happens, it happens, and sometimes you can't always predict everything. Unfortunately, I don't have a big fixture table to be able to fixture these to a table so I know they don't move. So we improvise, and by improvising, we try not to pump too much heat into it and work the crap out of it. So let's get to it. these guys are all welded up, ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the shop doors and get them loaded in the truck, take them over for powder coat, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go get the axles for the Bronco, and then I gotta stop by AutoZone and pick up a couple things, and then once I get back, I will turn the camera back on. I'm not gonna take you guys with me today because I got a lot to do, so woo, we are running spicy today. It's only 12 o'clock, 11:56, and we got back, we already ate early lunch, and now we're gonna go ahead and put the axle seals in and start getting the rear end back together, buttoned up, complete, so that way we can bleed the brakes one last time, put the radiator cap back on, run it over to the radiator shop, have them put a new nipple on it, and we can deliver this thing today. That would be awesome. So, all right, let's push these tools out here and get these seals back in, get the axles installed, and get this thing done. Here we are, rear axle, got the new seals, and they gotta be punched in there just like so. And then once that's done, we'll go ahead and put these guys back on with the seals. And when I mean these guys, I mean the drum brakes. Put them back on with the seal on the outside there, bolt them on, and then go ahead and put the axles back in. We can, oh man, we can start bolting stuff up. This is gonna be awesome. So. Okay guys, so now you saw kind of what the process is. I'm gonna go ahead and take the camera back inside because it's really hot out and I don't want my camera to fry because it's so hot. It wants to turn off automatically because it's getting too hot. So I'm gonna put it inside, let it cool down. Alrighty guys, wow, that's all I gotta say. It has been a heck of a day. So I apologize I didn't get to film much towards the end of finishing the Bronco. But she is done. She can go back to her rightful owner. The only thing that I gotta do tomorrow morning, because we were trying to push really hard to get it there this afternoon, but we just ran out of time. What I mean by we is Robert came and helped me today. So thanks Robert if you watch this video. Greatly appreciate your help, man. So I gotta take it to the radiator shop tomorrow morning first thing and have them solder on a new nipple to put a fitting on, so when the pressure cap opens up it goes into the external reservoir, so it doesn't leak everywhere and holds its fluid. So alright guys, well with that concludes today's video and yesterday's video, and thanks for watching. I'm super tired, so I'm going to call it a day. If you guys like what you see, please subscribe and hit that like button. It really helps out in the algorithm. And if you subscribe, then welcome to the GW Designs team. Alright guys, I'm Derek. Hope you guys have a great day and talk to you later. God bless.